It's not enough to just go, hey, it would be cool if we did this, or if it would be cool if there was a song about this. It's about that song or that impulse or that creative idea that sort of doesn't leave you alone. It bugs you in the shower, it bugs you when you're walking your dog.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, we miss you, man. We really do. Come back, please. Please. Hello, fellow movie enthusiasts. Welcome back to another video of Everything Movies. I'm your host, Jefferson Cole, and today I will be reviewing Moana 2. So, Moana 2 is directed by 3 different directors. My only question is, why were there 3 different directors? I know it's an animated movie, I know it's a musical, and I know it was supposed to originally be a TV show, but I don't think any project should have that many directors. And Moana, I don't see Moana as like a big enough film to be like having that many people in that director role. But hey,
those aren't people. Cock 'em.
Oh, I'm gonna mess it up. Ali Carvalho, something like that. Ali Carvalho. And Dwayne Johnson. Ali Carvalho plays Moana, of course. Dwayne Johnson plays Maui. And both of them, they do amazing jobs in their roles, just like they did in the first movie. However, this movie definitely fumbles in the music aspect. Like you all know, I'm a big musical person. I'm a big music fan. And for me, a big selling point of this movie was the music. But once I found out that Lin-Manuel Miranda wasn't going to be a part of this project anymore, I was a little iffy because I was like, oh nah, like he really made what Moana is. Like he made the music so memorable in the first movie. Like I still to this day can rap "You're Welcome" or sing like "I Am Moana," whatever different. Like whenever something comes to my head, like anytime I'm at the beach, I Am Moana or How Far I'll Go comes into my head because I'm like thinking of that movie because of that, how familiar and how good that song was. And I hate to say it, but I cannot remember one song from this new movie.
What I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do know like the very opening song of this movie made me feel like it was similar to the first movie. Like if that song was in the first movie soundtrack, it would fit right in. I can't even tell you how that first song went. Like I can't even hum it or sing it or think of it. And I can't really remember any of the other songs either. And so that's a big red flag when it comes to musicals in general. Like if none of the songs are memorable, then somebody got to do something like for the next film, because that first movie like set the groundwork for Moana 2, and since Lin-Manuel Miranda wasn't a part of it, I think that made a big impact on the music. Now, as far as the plot of the story, in this film, Moana is a little bit older, she's a little more agile, she's a little more athletic, and she's a leader of her tribe, of her people. And now she's a voyager, so she travels across the seas, and she's like, you know, she has her job now. And everybody's happy about that after the events of the first film, which is great. They pick up right there. Now, a new issue arises, and I kid you not, the story itself, I can barely remember that as well. I do know that it was a god that had put a curse on the islander people, like all of the people. Apparently, there's more than just one island. There's more than just Moana's tribe. And he put a curse on all of them to keep them disconnected. And so now Moana's job is to go and to this mountain so she can break this curse. And that's basically the whole story. It's just now she won't be alone, you know. So now she picks up a crew, she invites different people and different characters. I can't tell you their names, I can't tell you who's, like, I'm sorry, this movie, if you're getting the pattern by now, like, you will understand that this movie is just not that memorable. Like, I remember it like having a really good story. Like in the moment I was watching, I was like, okay, this is not bad. Like it gives, like it had its intense moments, it had its, you know, emotional beats, but like Will I go see it again? Probably not. And so these characters that they added into the story, they needed more character development. The reason I say this is because they probably had more screen time in the TV show that this movie was actually supposed to be. A lot of the things that happens to these characters, I don't really care that much because I don't really know them. Even Maui, like Maui's a main character, but in this movie, like you can argue that he's not. He was barely in the movie, in my opinion. But yeah, he had a moment in the end which I would have probably been more emotional about it if he had more screen time, but he didn't. And then obviously Disney can never stick with their impactful things. They can never let the characters live in the consequences or in the aftermath of whatever big catastrophic thing has happened to them. Because Disney always loves to magically bring people back to life or give people back their powers or bring their parents back to life. It's always something that Disney never lets their characters just sit in that tragedy. Obviously, as a Disney movie, I knew that they weren't going to do that. And so, and something big happened to Maui, but it's just Disney. We all know Disney. Disney just never takes those risks. And that's why I feel like this movie is it's okay. It's an okay film. The music is not really that memorable. The story is good enough. Good enough. What it did do though is that it set up a potential third movie. So I will say that I was a little bit interested towards the end of the movie, the very end where some things happened for our main characters and it opened up different possibilities for the future, for different storylines, different plot lines and stuff. So I'm like, okay, they obviously want to continue this franchise. They obviously want to show more stories with Moana in it. So I'm excited to see that. My biggest concern is just if they want to keep things a musical, put more effort into the songs. Lin-Manuel Miranda puts his all in all of his projects, and I can say that confidently because I've a lot of his projects. In the Heights, Hamilton, this new Mufasa movie that's about to come out, I can bet money that there's going to be some bangers in that soundtrack. Even prior to that, you can tell he puts his all into all his work. And so if Moana could easily be one of those Disney movies that is not a musical but still has a great story. I wouldn't mind if they took the music out in the third movie. I wouldn't even care because I'm well, if they can't get Lin back, then don't even bother. Because I want to be able to sing some stuff 6 years from then, just like I'm singing 6 years. Well, when did the first movie come out? 2016. So it's more than 6 years. It's 8 years, and I'm still thinking of Moana 1 song. So yeah, that's my biggest concern. Overall, I would say this movie was a good 6.5. For a kids movie, even the kids in my theater were losing their patience. They were losing their attention on the movie. So I could tell when I went to go see it, the kids were getting louder towards the end. They weren't really paying attention. So I would say yeah, they need to work on their pacing, the timing, and making sure that the kids can stay more engaged throughout the movie. And then the music. Yeah, that's all I would say about this movie. 6.5. And if you want to go see it in theaters, you can. I would say wait for Disney Plus if you have Disney Plus. Other than that, that's all I have for this video. If you like the video, please drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell for your notifications so you'll know when I drop another one. I'm Jefferson Coe, and this is another video of Everything Movies.